Hello, Tim Cooker, calling with a promised update. So the first thing I wanted to show you was we were concerned about the multiple layers of plywood and how long it was going to take them to cure, and how long it was going to take the 5200 to cure, and if we were going to have to wait to start applying planks until after the 5200 fully cured, which we're not. And what I wanted to show you is we decided we'd do an experiment and we'd see how long, what kind of stickosity we get in 24 hours. We can't pull these two pieces of wood apart, and they just been together for 24 hours. So as of about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So we don't think that's going to hold us up from installing planks on top of the plywood. We got started on the plywood on Sunday, and that was finishing up the first layer. And then Sunday we also got started on the second layer and finished the second layer of plywood yesterday late. So we were kind of had on our schedule where we were going to be applying plywood to the end of the day today. So we kind of sort of picked up a day. But we needed to have that plywood back there at least for 24 hours to cure, at least 24 hours based on our test here. So we started working on other things we were working on. We got these two planks on today. We got the chine cap on this side today. We got a chine cap to go on this side. But we're going to start applying planks tomorrow, and we'll have people all over the boat tomorrow. We've got a smiley face here that we've got cut out. That's for our for the repair. There was some rot out here, and what we do is we do a smiley face. If we try to do a straight cut to take the rot out, a straight cut down here, and a straight cut there, and a straight cut there, well, what you end up seeing, you don't see that line, but the horizontal line, but you would see the vertical lines. So we do that and try to match the grain structure as closely as we possibly can, and then we actually have the piece that we cut this out, we fasten it to the side, and we use that as a router guide to route that out. And we've got one more piece over here that we're working on. This is all just about ready. We had to install, when we took the plank off, it took part of this batten with it. So what we did is we got a butt block here. There was a butt block already over there. We routed off everything else. We found rot in this frame right here. So we have cut the rot out and we've installed a new piece of white oak. That's epoxied in right there. And we'll pull these screws and then we'll have a surface to put the new plank on. So we're just about ready to put the new plank on. This one, the joining plank, these planks have been glued together on the edges with epoxy. So when we were taking this plank out, we had some damage there that we'll have to deal with when we stain it in. But as you can see back here, the staining in and trying to match the finish is going quite well. The people that make the Halcyon, I think is how it's pronounced, the water-based varnish, suggest that we have gloss varnish underneath. And so we have the gloss varnish here, and we'll finish it off with a layer of satin. And that should make everything match quite well. And then we're gonna, since we've had good success matching back there, we're also going to match up here as well. So, and like I said, we're going to be putting planks on tomorrow, and we'll see how far we can get tomorrow. And then after that, we'll be, we thought about actually drilling for the prop shaft, but we really need to put the final the finishing touches on the keel before we drill for the prop shaft, because it could change the location of the prop shaft if we don't. So we were thinking about doing that today, but it just was not the right time for that. But you see, what I got up here is 2 layers of BS 1088 plywood, all glued together with 5200. And we'll be able to pull out, we won't pull out all the screws at once. We'll pull out enough screws to put in one plank and fasten that plank down, and then we'll pull out enough screws to do the next plank, and that's the way we'll do that. Right here at this edge, we're going to have to just sand that edge down like a wedge. We could not get, and we couldn't figure out how they did it, and perhaps they didn't put 2 layers of plywood up here, because we basically put it back the way it came apart, and we just didn't count the layers of plywood when we were taking it off. There's really not any way to get 2 layers on there and keep the form of the stem correct. So, and we have a template for that stem, by the way. So anyhow, that's the progress. I got your message. We are wanting to turn over on Friday, roll it back over, and then perhaps work some people over the weekend. The concept being to attempt to just close up the gap as much as possible, not have any dead time on this thing where we're waiting. So I'll be discussing that with the group, the team. But we got, team mechanical is me and Kevin, and of course Bradley and Dred works all weekend. So. And there's Bradley right there. So I might be able to talk him out of going camping this weekend if we need to, so he can learn some mechanical stuff. But anyhow, we'll see if we get the rollover. If we don't get the rollover on Friday, we'll have the rollover on Monday. But we're hoping to roll it over on Friday. So that's the progress, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you.